Indeed, how are you doing? Good evening, hi, hello, good to see you. I haven't seen you for a while. Yeah, we're in oil business nowadays. This is the beautiful city of Helsinki. If you've never been there, you would be incredibly aware that it's well connected to the sea. So everything in Helsinki takes you to the shore, you feel the wind, you feel the water. It's truly a seaside town, and it's going to become much more so. Within these zones that you see here, Helsinki is currently developing new residential areas for something like 40,000 people, and they all be by the sea. So they're basically old industrial zones that are redeveloped. We were lucky enough to win a lighting competition, a design competition, for an art piece. We're not artists, but somehow we managed to win. And you see the little dot there, that's the silo that's going to be turned into an art piece. Here, about 3 kilometers away, is central Helsinki. So you see it actually, it's very visible across the sea, during the winter across the ice. This is it, I mean, ugly pot, you all seen one of these, you know, they're all over the place. Made out of rusty steel and graffiti, it was built in the 60s or whatever. Very big, about 60 meters tall, 35 meters across. And the only brief was that turning into a light art piece, please. So we somehow did something. Now that's me inside, photo courtesy of Kai Pieper, who, yeah, lost. But anyway, you know, let's talk about that later. A very good friend of mine. As you can see, the space is almost like a pantheon when you're inside there. It's unbelievable. The acoustics are unbelievable. It's completely rusted. It has this amazing pattern outside, and we took this pattern as the inspiration for perforating the wall. I mean, we had to stick holes into this thing to let air change inside and let a little bit of daylight in. So we came up with this slightly abstracted, modernized version of the rust pattern. These are little holes. There's 2012 of them. Helsinki is the World Design Capital this year, 2012. Come on. Anyway, so 2012 holes, they are strategically positioned in such a way that when the sun tracks the pot, being it winter or summer, which in Helsinki there's a really dramatic difference, it always hits those holes. Thank you. It's really beautifully dark. We love darkness. This is the feeling inside, we hope. So you'll get this beautiful pattern. Of course, there'll be this amazing time lapse of these dapple moving across, you sitting there, feeling all kind of contemplative in a sort of non-religious way. And these are the people lying down on the floor and just in absolute awe of the whole place, of course. It's monochromatic. We're painting it all red. It's in memory of the rust that's there, because we can't keep the rust. But it's also this idea, I don't know if this works, but sort of excluding all the other colors, so the outside colors will come through more during the day. It's all about the daytime experience. The inspiration of what happens in the outside phase of the pot came from the simple experience of water ripples and light rippling on the water, and we're all very familiar with this, and it's a bit of a cliche, but hey, come on, let's keep things simple. Sorry about the rubbish image, but this tries to say that we're putting little steel mirrors behind some of those holes. So during the day, when you go past it with a ferry, and the wind blows and everything else, the surface ripples like the water. That's in all its simplicity. It will look something like this. So we're keeping the outside white. Again, that was because it's a memory. I mean, everybody associates these pots as being kind of white pots. We didn't want to go all wacky with it. It has the whole pattern. There's 600 mirrors, and then there's some light as well. This is the concept for the lighting. So when the sun goes down, something completely different happens. And we were desperate to find a way of making a movement of light that was natural and didn't look like some kind of a video game or, you know, Tetris or something. You see the lights moving. It's like a disco shit. You know. So we thought, you know, let's try to do something natural, so we came up with this idea of swarm of birds. Inside, there's this grid of LEDs. It's all white light only. Inside, it reflects from the red wall, and outside, you see them directly. And the way those lights move mimic the flocking behavior of birds. So each light, it's a little bird. That's kind of romantic. Now, then we had to figure out how the hell do we do this. And luckily, there's all these American video game designers from the 80s who came up with this lovely logarithm that I absolutely have no idea what it says. But I do know that it's black magic and it makes the lights move like birds. Logarithmically, of course. So yeah, they do all sorts of things. They perch and then they flock and then there's a hawk and they get scared and all this kind of stuff. Here you need to imagine those lights moving. I'm not allowed to show you videos, so these things will slowly or fast move across. And the way the movement is controlled is we're putting a RSS feed through a 3G connection to the local weather patterns, and depending on the wind direction and the wind speed, the flock of birds will move accordingly. So it's a bit of a sort of, you can check the weather by looking at the pot or something. But should give you this idea that it's in connection to its environment, it never repeats, it's not a light show, it's just this rippling thing that will be there for the next 25 years. Starting from 10th of October this year, it's the opening party, you have to be there. There's going to be Mayor of Helsinki, and I promised to fly all my team there as well, so you get to meet them. It's going to be absolutely cool. Thank you.